Yeah.
But here, no, it's
Yeah.
illegal to do that.
You can't just scratch it.
Well, there was a famous caddy named Golf Ball who was reported to be the greatest green raider. Caddy for Raymond Floyd and Calvin Pete, and so I had heard all about him, that nobody could read greens like Golf Ball. His real name was Adolphus Hull, so I guess Golf Ball sounded better than Adolphus. And so in the early 80s, I'm caddying for Jay Haas, and we're paired with Raymond Floyd in this tournament. And I was kind of watching him because he was good, you know, and too many great players were saying he was good. And you don't earn that unless you are good. So Jay was putting one time, and we called him Hully or Golf Ball. As Jay was putting and everybody was looking at Jay's putt, he was on the green going like this with his foot, which is illegal.
Yeah.
Illegal to do. So I wasn't going to make an issue out of it. I just wanted him to know that I knew.
Did you say nice read?
No, I said to him, I said, you know, I heard you were a good green reader. I didn't know you were that good a dancer. He said, what do you mean? I said, I saw that move, you know. Oh, what were you talking about? I said, don't worry about it. It's no big deal, you know. I talked to my group yesterday. What I do, if I walked up and I marked my ball, and I'd be looking at it actually as I walked up, I'd be trying to look for a tendency. And as I look at this putt, I see it breaking to the left. I don't know if everybody sees it. I see the whole green is kind of slanted this way. The grass, as you look at the grain, is kind of shiny, so the grain's going that way. So to me, there's three things you have to do to be a good putter. You have to be able to be a good green reader. You have to be able to aim the ball, for the people that think aiming is important. The general direction that you want to start it. And then you have to hit at the right speed. I think most three putting is done because of poor speed control than it is directional stuff. I'd say probably 75% would be speed. So I think I try to simplify it. I have some kind of fundamentals that I like, but I don't change people if I think they have good touch. If there's one thing I absolutely can't stand from a fundamental standpoint is if the right arm is above your left arm at a drag. Because the forearms are an aiming device. Randy, go ahead and just run your club across my forearms, the shaft. See how far left my forearms would be going? So I'm going to probably cut it this way, go outside and that way. So I'm a big believer that the forearm should be even, or even the right arm should be under the left. I've often wondered that, probably until Tiger, the greatest putter under pressure ever was Jack Nicklaus. And Jack Nicklaus set up like this. And I often wondered if he was the best putter that ever lived, why nobody ever copied his style. I just thought it was intriguing that no one said, well, this is what this guy does, I'm going to give it a shot. And so when Jack did that to me, what he did is, see, he got his right arm out of the way of the putter head swinging. If I'm up like this, you see, I can't even take a backswing. And so it's one of the reasons I like left-hand low so much, because it gets the left forearm above the right forearm. And I'm not saying you have to putt that way, it's just the reason that I like it. So if I've got this putt, I see it breaking quite a bit actually. When you putt on fast undulating greens, you always want to miss your putt on the high side, because when it loses speed, it's moving closer to the hole. If you miss it low, it's always moving away. I learned that when I caddied for Jay Haas. He always liked to play practice rounds with Ben Crenshaw at Augusta because he was the best putter at fast greens. And Ben said you got to be a defensive putter at Augusta. You have to learn how to putt because you're going to have a lot of putt hitters. He said you always want to miss them high, because the higher you play it there, the more they break. You can't hardly miss them too high. But they're always rolling towards the hole. You miss them low, they start running 8, 12, 10 feet away. So Ben said, if anybody wants to bet me $1,000 that I can make more 2-footers downhill than they can make 8-footers uphill, they can just step up to the plate. But that downhill stuff, uphill stuff, I think is a little overrated on short putt. At least you got an uphill putt. I think downhill putts are easy because you don't have to hit them. All you got to do is get them started. So I'm going to fool with this. I'm going to try to play it up by that tree, which might be a little bit too much. See how it's always moving closer to the hole? So from here, I would say that was a good putt. I think if you get it within 3 or 4 feet from 90 feet, that would be a good putt. I'm reluctant to hit another one because I don't know if I can repeat it, but I played it up by that tree almost 20 feet of break. Now most people might play 5 or 6 feet of break, and when it loses speed, it starts running 4 or 5 feet offline. So I gave that plenty of borrow. At no point in time did it look like it was going to go in, but at no point in time did it look like it was going to be 2 feet either. So the higher I played it, the more it seemed to break. Could be too hard. But still it's moving towards the cup. So I think the art of what I call defensive putting is to always try to miss it on the high side, so it's going to always be moving closer to the hole. What do you got to say?